Hey guys, if you like this content, I would greatly appreciate it if you guys like the video and subscribed to my channel. It helps make these videos worth it going forward. Hey guys, Altcoin Sherpa here with a daily coin analysis on Dogecoin. I am very excited to talk about this coin in general. As always, this is not financial advice. I'm not an expert. Do your own research. Today, this call is sponsored by OptionRoom. OptionRoom is an Oracle built on DOT, and there are a lot of really cool features with this project. I am currently invested in it, and I'm really interested in the forecast market protocol. I'm assuming it's going to be kind of like Augur or Rep, in the sense that you can bet on real world outcomes and events. And yeah, I'm just very bullish on this project in general. I have some details on the bottom description, so please check that out. Okay, so Dogecoin here. This coin is a very old coin, and it has very predictable market cycles. In general, Dogecoin is obviously a meme coin, doesn't really have too much real world use and application, but hey, this is crypto, and obviously fundamentals don't always matter. As you can see, Dogecoin has some very predictable pump and dump cycles where it has very explosive moves in general. I mean, you can see 300% from the bottom. This goes, 10x here. And you can see very predictable SR levels in general, and some very predictable pump cycles too. So let's just go into the technical analysis. As I said before, Dogecoin is kind of a pump and dump coin where you see very strong wicks and then very fast retracements. So this makes for incredible volatility when Dogecoin actually starts to move. And you have to be very careful when you're trading coins like this because of how fast they can move both up and down. I've gotten stopped out on Dogecoin several times before. I've also made plenty of money on Dogecoin as well. If you're trading the Dogecoin BTC pair, it's important to also understand the opportunity cost of your money, because Dogecoin usually either pumps very, very fucking hard, or it just ranges. And you can kind of see this situation here where Dogecoin basically just ranged for, let's take a look, for 300 days before it actually moved like strongly. So the opportunity cost of your money, if you're just, you're in Dogecoin, you're waiting for the pump, you accumulate around 20 sats or 25 sats or whatever, hoping that it'll pump. Dogecoin always does pump. There's that one safety bit, I guess, for quote unquote investing in Dogecoin, in the sense that it's a very high % chance that Dogecoin will move. And if you do take this trading strategy, I'm not saying it's necessarily wrong. You can just buy somewhere in this accumulation period and assume that Dogecoin will move. But the problem is that, as I said, the opportunity cost of your money, you could be in other altcoins while the market's moving. And over a 300-day span, there are going to be many more opportunities. But this long stretch was a little bit of an anomaly, and arguably this was accumulation here for this big run up that we're seeing here. If you do trade Dogecoin and you just are waiting for it to accumulate, then I would just buy, in the 20 to 30 Satoshis area. And if you got really good here entries in December, around 18 sats, that's great. Then what you do, your strategy is basically just to buy here, and you set your sell orders well ahead of time, because Dogecoin will just move very, 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 very fast. Make sure you have your sell orders in if you are invested in this one. So what are we seeing overall with these cycles? I mean, as I said, Dogecoin has very strong pumps and very strong dumps. If you're in this, don't expect there to be like a beautiful chart like Aave or Alpha or Uniswap or whatever, where it's like something like this, and don't look for something beautiful like this. This is not a trending coin where you see these buy the dip situations and prices keeps going up. Dogecoins will just sit for weeks or months sometimes, go up, then all the way back down. or you'll see like some crazy spikes and up and down. Like, this is the type of coin that makes it somewhat unpredictable, in my opinion. But as I said, there's many trading strategies that you can do with Dogecoin in general. You can buy in the accumulation range. Again, there's also opportunities that happened before. You can just buy in these accumulation ranges and then set your sell orders well ahead of time, and you probably can just double your money, or if not better. I mean, if people that bought at the 20 Satoshis area, at the top, they did really, really well. And take a look. They probably, 15 extra money. There you go. That's incredible. If you got really a bag down there and you sold at the top, you probably several extra money. So for Dogecoin, as I said, there's a few different ways to trade it. You can buy in this accumulation range and just wait for it to pump. Make sure you set your sell orders. And if you're just day trading it, it can be very volatile. I've gotten burned a few times using too large of size, and that's definitely something that I am not going to do next time. But in general, there's just a lot of ways to trade this one, and it's very volatile at times and somewhat unpredictable. So let's just look at some TA here in terms of some key levels. I mean, Dogecoin, as I said, it's fairly consistent in terms of the areas that are support. I mean, you can look here. This area was support several times. Oopsies. You can see like really good reactions off this level several times. I mean, it's an SR level, of course, so you're going to see some resistance right here. And again, you see support here, and you see a big move here, big move here. That's one nice thing about Doge, is that, as I said, the cycles are fairly consistent. You can just identify very easily too where price hits over and over again in terms of support and resistance. Okay, so these are some levels overall for Doge. Dogecoin obviously had a very, very strong move where it just pumped huge. There's a lot of volatility right now, and there are some very easy marked levels though for Doge. I mean, right now you see price already went below 150, which was this key resistance level. So we'll start to scale down here. And it's also interesting too to see price was able to find support around this area, this 25 Satoshis area, where you saw it happen again in February 2017 and October 2017, where you saw these big reactions. So this just shows that price remembers like these key levels. I mean, look, all the way back in August 2014, that's when this 20 to 25 Satoshis level was established. And all the way back 6 years later, which is an absolute eternity in crypto, price, found this area of support. So let's scale down to lower time frame charts. In general, on high time frame charts, I mean, yeah, as I said, Doge is a pump and dump coin. So, I mean, this run could be over for all I know. Generally speaking, you don't see many multi-week moves for Dogecoin. I mean, you saw it back in December 2017. Here's the biggest alt season of all time. You saw a 3-week pump back in August of 2018. But since that time, you really don't see multi-week pumps for Doge. Now, this could be different because Doge could have had this really long accumulation period where maybe big players accumulated bags. But maybe we're going to see another few moves up with this. Maybe it's possible. Who knows? I mean, it's crypto and it's Dogecoin and it's a crazy market right now. So maybe we'll see a multi-week move, kind of like how we saw, with April 2017 or something like that. But I'm still kind of neutral in terms of my high time frame views of Doge BTC. It's going to also depend on Bitcoin as well. If Bitcoin is really strong, then this is going to keep going lower. So if Bitcoin goes beyond 42K, then I feel very confident that Dogecoin will go lower, possibly to like this 65 Satoshis area. If Bitcoin ranges a little bit, then that's the possibility where Dogecoin can start to have spikes up, in my opinion, have a multi-week pump. But given the recent history, I mean, Dogecoin has not had too many multi-week pumps over the last few years, but it's going to really depend on what Bitcoin is doing, in my opinion. So let's scale down to a little to lower time frame charts. As I said, like very crazy volatility here. I mean, these are the weekly levels that I've already painted, and you can see these weekly levels being very strong resistance areas right here. From a lower time frame chart perspective, I mean, this actually looks pretty good in the sense that there's going to be sellers at this weekly level, but it's already been tapped several times. You can see it tapped basically here, and you see it tapped here again, and price is still forming a higher low. So, you know, if we start to see price action like this, then I would feel somewhat bullish on Dogecoin in the sense that it's going to go up. However, as I said, it's going to really depend on what Bitcoin does in general. If Bitcoin is very strong, then this is almost certainly going to pull back to 100 or the 65 area. I mean, it's still quite a little ways away, but as I said, it's going to depend a lot on Bitcoin. But, you know, from a pure technical standpoint, on just this chart alone, this actually still looks okay. I mean, it's making higher lows, and it's tapping this resistance area several times. So in general, I'm neutral on Dogecoin. I haven't really traded this a whole lot recently just because of the volatility. But my plan for this coin would be to either consider getting long at 100, but it's going to really depend on the rest of the market. This is kind of a scary level. It's not really super good in terms of recent price action. It would be more just an SR level from these swing highs in the past. But in terms of recent price action, there's really not much support at all. So this would be kind of a dangerous entry, in my opinion, the 100 Satoshis area. I would consider getting long around 84. There should be some buy side liquidity here, and 65 should have some support as well. There might be some areas down here that provide support. So that would be my plan to buy the dip. In terms of price grinding up, I would just kind of watch price, and also really more importantly, watch Bitcoin to see what it's doing. If I think that Bitcoin possibly could be ranging, then I would try to get long here, or, you know, buy the breakout, retest, go up. So those are my overall analysis on Dogecoin. High time frame, I am unsure if this is going to be a multi-week pump, as I said, for multiple reasons. It's really going to depend on Bitcoin itself, but those are my plans overall. I mean, this could still have more left in the tank. I do expect altcoins to have a pump in the springtime, but Dogecoin has not had a multi-week pump in a long time. So overall, that's my plan. I would consider getting long around 100, but that's kind of a dangerous level, and 65 to 80 would kind of be an interesting entry area. But it's really going to depend on Bitcoin, as I said. The stronger Bitcoin is, the weaker alt BTC pairs are. That's just the bottom line. So let's look at Doge on the weekly at Poloniex here. Poloniex, old shitcoin exchange. I used to love this quote-unquote casino a long time ago. So historically speaking, again, Doge has had some key levels. I mean, you can see resistance here at, what is that, 0035 area. And this held price under for several times. And resistance, and price finally blasts through. This was your first indicator right here, was this massive green candle. But you can also see some signs too, and this might just be Poloniex's chart. They probably have zero liquidity and volume in general, but they probably don't have much trading volume in general, so maybe just weird spikes. But in general, this would be a decent indicator right here, the spike up with decent volume. And it's similar to this, I guess, but there's also 2 weeks of it. So that took out a lot of sellers around this area. And after that, there really wasn't much resistance after this 006 area. And obviously we're seeing massive upside in general for Dogecoin. I'll go down to the lower time frame charts because that's kind of what's more relevant at this time, given the recent price action. You can see resistance right here. Let's take a look in lower time frame charts. And there's probably, like a 5-minute level or something like that. But I mean, this area has basically held price under this 0527 area, and price is still kind of grinding up. I mean, it looks like it's one of the few green charts today in general, and price is still grinding up, and this actually looks pretty bullish in general in the USD pair. Whenever again, it's a similar concept to this one as well, where you saw, and I'm not really going to scroll down to lower time frames, but if you see price grinding up against resistance with higher lows, that's generally pretty bullish, generally speaking. And we're kind of seeing that right now on Dogecoin USD, where we're seeing higher lows being formed and we're seeing resistance tapped over and over again. I would expect there to be a reaction at the 066 area, so I wouldn't be surprised if you see something like up, down, and then up further. But similar to the Bitcoin or the other Bitcoin chart, you don't really see too many multi-week moves for the USD pair. So this is kind of like a new, I don't know, it's like a different type of price action than we've seen for Dogecoin. Still great volatility in general. I mean, this has spiked really strongly overall. And overall, the pair looks pretty bullish, relatively speaking. But again, I think if Bitcoin is really strong, then we might see some more alt downside. Just because when Bitcoin's strong, it just becomes like a black hole, and all the liquidity just goes to Bitcoin usually. But I don't know. I guess we'll see and we'll find out. But overall, this still looks pretty good in general. Wouldn't be surprised to see this go higher from a pure technical standpoint. It looks different than in the past where you see pure pump and dump cycles. But, again, let's just see. So in terms of my plan for Dogecoin, I would consider getting long on a break of 055 kind of area and expect a reaction around 067. And it's still like pretty decent, 25% upside in general. But given the entire market is kind of risky right now, I'll likely just stay out. So in terms of support for Dogecoin, you can consider, I mean, this level has been tapped over and over and over again, so not sure how much support is there, this 044 area. And it's also possible that price just ranges within these two levels for a little while too. It's possible. There might be some more support on this trend line. This would be like an SR flip right here. 035 could be possible if this 044 area falls through like this. So you see tap, 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 break, and then actually it might be more like this. So I don't know. I mean, like overall, I'm probably not going to trade this one, but we'll see. It still looks pretty bullish though overall. I mean, like it looks good. Like you could definitely take some trades, break, retest, go up. You could take a trade where, if you feel like this support area is going to hold, you could buy, get long around here, and you could play the range. You could just, buy here and sell here and expect it just to range. You could get long here on this trend line and this 1 hour demand area. There's a lot of ways you can really trade this coin right now. But the trend is still undoubtedly up, in my opinion. It's still a bullish trend. So yeah, there's a lot of trade opportunities for this one if you want to take them. So anyways, hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please check out OptionRoom as well. It's a great project. So thanks, guys.